evening. Greetings and welcome to our D&D campaign, a short story long, set in the world of Eberron. We have no announcements this day, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into our session. When last we met, the Shadow Slayers that learned that subject A1131 is now most likely loose on the world, and they helped her escape. At least enough that she won't hunt them for a year and a day, but that's old news. Having found a new holographic keyhole in the central junction, the party discovered what they believed to be the power source of Whitehearth, and then began flipping switches and activating crystals that lay in there. Power surged throughout the facility. Bruce, in an odd moment of intuition, reached out to the central power crystal and found himself having a discussion with the spirit bound inside. Upon returning to himself, he and the rest of the party decided it was high time to resume their course back to the workshop in the Orange Corridor and see what had changed. The facility, thus far, seems to have regained a lot of its light, but nothing else seems to have happened yet. They took a moment to check in on the teleportation circle, the living spell, and Cherry was able to discern it was hungry. She placed a few options in front of it, but it seemed to prefer gemstones, as well as some kyber dust. However, when it ate the dust, it changed color and grew in size, and tried to follow them as they left. Jalira was able to convince it to stay put for now. Upon returning to the workshop, they found Odiana looking in the chest where the pattern resided. She'd apparently been studying it while they were out. Z took this time to reduce its size so it could be moved and stored in Jalira's bag of holding. After gathering everybody again, Z tried one final time to rid Odiana of the spells affecting her, and in a quick moment of recognition, it seemed like it worked. However, the slave collar she wore pulsed, causing Odiana to pass back out. In the moment, Bruce made an attempt to remove the collar and grabbed it in both hands, ignoring everyone around him, shouting, "No!" But it was Kumo who activated Bruce's rage, sending out a pulse of cold and frost that quieted everything enough to stir Bruce out of the moment. In shame, Bruce ran off, pursued by both Rix and Nyx. However, Nyx chose to wander further on. While the baby's crying, its skin red from the cold and frost, Kiz used her magic to summon Goodberry, but gave the first one to Jalira, just in case. Jalira felt no healing effects, but sensed cold death spawning near her, which is where we will start today's session. Jalira, Kiz, Zeneme, you are going to be starting us out this session, but I will have everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Oops. I forgot to pull up my character sheet. Give me a sec.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll Zeneme's initiative for her, as she's still not on screen yet. She's coming as quick as she can, though.
I got a nat 20! And you don't know what's going on! Yay! Yeah!
I got an 11.
About accurate. It's about accurate for me. I get the best initiatives when I don't know what's going on.
DM, could you change to the map for us really quick, please?
Sure, I will do that now. What am I trying to do? There we go.
Thank you. Scroll us down to where we are here.
So this is the token I chose to use for this.
Why, Mordland? Why?
It's so beautiful!
Rix is initiative. $15. My character. Yeah.
We're all gonna die. No, we aren't.
Well,
Just Jalira.
the ideas I had, they probably weren't good ones.
Those initiatives are close enough. I had to make sure those weren't from this thing, and they aren't. Who am I missing? Jalira. I'm missing Jalira.
She has like 25 initiative. Except it's 11.
I applaud your thinking there. Okay. Nyx, as you have no clue what's going on, I'm going to skip your turn. Avatar of Death rolled a 20. And it's gonna swing at Jalira. This figure kind of erupts from the portal that it spawned from. It locks eyes on Jalira's personality, raises its scythe, and brings it sweeping through her.
What? That's her opinion on the matter.
Oh no, the Emerald Claws found us.
Does it not roll for attack?
Oh gosh.
What's its attack?
It hits. It just hits. There is no to hit bonus. It just hits.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The good news is that it can't crit then.
That is really good news, right?
Holy cow,
Sure.
yeah.
So you take 5 slashing damage and 3 necrotic damage.
Scream.
Yeah, please scream.
Scream real loud. I can make it.
Sure.
She's
Kisriel, it is your turn.
She screams, "What's that?"
oh, he curses. She's like, stupid Mornland! And, okay, almost do. Even have a bow and arrow on her. Is that just something she leaves on her back as she cooks?
I mean, did she while she was out in the plains? They could just be habit.
True. Even handy. Okay. I'm gonna do bonus action first. No, she's gonna go ahead and use her action to just shoot it. Like,
Kill it with fire.
don't hurt me, fire. It does some poison though. There's 17 hits, 14 piercing damage.
17 does not hit.
6.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Do you have a second shot?
Yeah, I do. Does 22 hit?
22 hits.
12 damage. And then Guara's she's going to call for Guara. Her bonus action to come out here. And she is going to charge right at it. Kind of pouncing over Odiana as she goes.
Poor Odiana. She's just like, what the frick? She's not going to do with this.
Is she conscious right now? She is, isn't she?
She's got hard
Oh, she's still
rebooted.
on
That's what
ground?
happened to her.
She what?
She's got a hard reboot.
Yeah.
Bruce has been
Oh.
there.
I need to divide it. Let's see. Hits. It is.
16 does not hit. Rix, at this moment, you hear Jalira scream out.
I immediately release Bruce, kind of like Bro was patting him, who's like, that was Cherry. We need to go. And I'm not even going to check. I'm just gonna go. Having said so, it's fine. 10.
Did you clear all the
15.
debris out of that doorway to get in there to Bruce?
Was there debris there? I didn't see anything
Yes.
there. I guess
There's
I
those-
must have
yeah.
done it because that's the door I went through.
Okay.
Okay.
I had assumed that Bruce had run all the way up to the open door and down.
Yeah. So 5,
So.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I see this thing.
Yep.
Where is it? This one? Okay. Hold on, let me just check the distance. Cool, I can hit that. Eldritch Blast at it. I get 2 of those, don't I? That's a natural 1. Good day.
Bruce is behind total cover.
15, that will not hit because the 17 didn't hit. So I try pew pew. Neither work. Worried.
Come
Consigned.
busting out of the doorway. You kind of lock eyes on the creature. Raise your hand, throwing out an Eldritch Blast. The first one just goes wide because you almost like kind of precast it as you're like bringing your hand up to gesture at it, and it kind of impacts and skips along the ground. The second one hits it, but it just does nothing to it. You just see it.
Cool.
It just kind of takes it in the back. It doesn't even realize that you're there.
All right, I'm going to cunning action. I'm going to bonus action and dash. So that will put me 25, 30, 35. Wait, no, hold on. Puts me there. That was my bonus action to dash. That is the end of my turn.
Bruce, you're up.
I guess he'll go running. Just out a little more. Okay, that's a thing there, right? Then he's actually probably going to go like kind of over in this direction. If he runs out and he can see it, he's going to move towards it.
Okay.
Cunning action. Just outside of. Yeah, I think he's too afraid to like shoot something at range at that. So he's just
Okay.
gonna run forward.
That would make sense. Okay. Turn concluded.
Actually, Bruce is gonna rage, and then he's gonna burn his reaction to take another attack, burning the other use of his rage.
So you rage.
And
Activate your aura for me.
he's not gonna use the aura. Recklessly swing.
Ooh. Nice.
27 hits. What's your total damage there?
Not that much. It's 15.
In that moment where you release that rage, like you finally get to hit something, and you'll be damned if you don't get to hit it this time. So you burn your reaction and just thrust your what weapon you use? Concussive Warhammer down on this ugly thing wielding this scythe, and the concussion hits it, smacking it, sending out this radius of thundering crack. And in that moment, it just the figure stiffens and slowly disappears into a puddle of black goo that begins to evaporate.
Okay. I would like to take the rest of the good berries and just throw it where that was.
It's fair.
He's gonna look up.
Fair.
What the hell was that?
I tried to heal Jalira. That was the Moorland being a bleep.
Maybe that's like a super crude word.
What? It would be
I wanted to try to heal Barnacle, but I was gonna test it on Cherry first. She goes and hugs her.
Volunteer. I volunteer.
Bruce is gonna reach down and like scoop up.
Odiana looks down at the berries. She ate a berry and it summoned what?
Do you know what the Moorland is?
No,
Bruce
what's
gonna,
the
like,
Mournland?
Scoop up those berries.
It's a
Like,
cursed
This
land.
did it?
We're in it.
Are you okay? He says, looking at the group and then especially at Odiana.
I'm gonna just sit over
Who
here.
are you? Who are all you people?
I'm gonna just
We're your
sit
friends.
over here.
She's like slowly like starts kind of like backing up towards the crates. Just
Bruce looks like he's been punched in the gut.
This man is your husband ish.
She doesn't remember?
Like,
Colin
Jalira-
Colin turns to you and Bruce. No, she doesn't remember.
the collar did a reboot. Jalira calls from out between the barrels.
I recast
Does
them
Z
in
still
revive.
have Barnacle?
Z still has Barnacle.
Is he still crying?
Colin comes over here and kind of like kneels down next to her. She's just kind of wide-eyed, and he's just kind of whispering her into low, quiet voices, trying to get her to breathe and calm down.
Tried to fix it and we made it worse.
Bruce is kind of slowly
Well-
backing away from the group.
It was-
It's not your fault.
Z's
It's
trying
nobody's
not to
fault.
really. She's trying really hard not to cry while she's rocking Barnacle and trying to calm him down because he's not doing so hot.
Zeneme, roll me an arcane check. So your mind kind of turns inward to think about the problem itself, like avoiding what's going on right now, trying to figure out what went wrong. Like it gives you something focused and something that tangible that you can latch onto and think about and try and figure out what could have possibly happened. And with your 17, you're sure that whatever you did, the spell worked. Like whatever spells were affecting Odiana at that moment were lifted. But whatever spell that the collar has in it reactivated itself.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna go back
And
to
knowing
working on
knowing
food.
that the collars themselves have heavy enchantment in addition to their killing properties, you assume that the problem is the collar. However, as long as the gash spell wasn't enabled by the collar, she should be free of that. But you won't know unless you check her.
Huh.
And because of the killing spells on the collar, we decided not to try to just dispel that magic because it could just kill her, right?
On
If I fail.
the potential is there.
Potential is there.
That's why we
Okay.
held back.
That's why we just did the spells affecting her and not trying to dispel the magic on the collar. Okay.
But this situation or something similar is exactly what Rix was worried about happening. Was that even if they got rid of the Gesh, the collar was going to activate somehow. F, man.
However, you think you've learned something, that whatever is causing the memory loss is a spell effect.
Okay.
What a nasty piece of work that woman is.
We're gonna solve this soon. I promise. Can you just try sitting down next to her and talking to her, Bruce?
Bruce has been like backing away.
I know she's trying to catch up. I guess she's not gonna catch up that much.
He's not sprinting. He's just like he's been slowly walking like away from the group.
Okay, she looks at you. She tries to make contact, like she wants to say something to you, but she's not gonna scream it. So she drops it.
Scream it. Do it.
No.
Kizriel comes back over and, upon smelling burning meat, Nyx, what are you doing?
She kind of rushed over as soon as she heard everything, missed everything. Sees Bruce is backing away a bit. She would come down and she still just doesn't know what to do. She just kind of would stand there a bit. Basically, she'll probably intercept Bruce if he tries to go off too far. Tried to talk to him, but she also feels like she shouldn't.
Bruce is just gonna like back away from the group.
Rix is following after him. He's like, Bruce? Bruce!
Before he passes, Nyx would kind of be there.
Yeah, he's like he would. By the time he hit Nyx, he turns and he just starts walking. He's like, I'm just I should yeah, I just go check on them.
Bruce.
Still just like walking.
Rix is just gonna go after him because he doesn't know what to do to help the others. But
Zeneme, in your arm, while thinking about this problem, you still have a rather fussy, upset, hurt baby.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Anyone have a healer's kit? I think I have a healer's kit.
So you gotta come with some aloe. Wait, no, we don't have the opposite.
No.
It's the same kind of burn.
Yeah.
But,
The body doesn't care particularly the difference between the burn types.
Nyx would go over and can I use the healer's kit? See if I can help the baby.
You've got one in your inventory?
I think so. I have to double check because it's been a long time since I, bought it.
I feel like we would have used it.
Never had to use it.
Well, we could have at the different times where we were too afraid to use.
I know that I have tried several times to get it. Nope, I don't have one. I've tried several times to get a hold of one. I just was not sure if I actually had.
The last place you could have tried to get one was Lyrenton, and they did not have any.
Yeah, she tried to get one at the other place and everything. So yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, she would do what she knows, like try to do a first aid check kind of thing. Cool.
Milk is a terrible idea, right?
If you'd like to roll a medicine check.
Oh, gosh.
You're able to find where the worst of the frostbite burns are. It's mostly its arms and its hands, because those were the only things that were really out of the bundle. Nothing you have on hand is helping to soothe the child at the moment, though.
I mean, we're relatively smart people. Would we figure at this point that it needs its mother and is hungry or something?
That wouldn't hurt. I mean, all being part of an orphanage, all having dealt with babies.
We have no concept that a child might need its mother.
That's true.
Fair.
Well, a lot of
But
this
these
was
are the
after.
sounds. These are the sounds that would get pipes moving from whatever he was doing as he hurried off to the other room to see what was causing problems with the baby. Though,
Who has a sleep spell?
I mean, we
Calm
know
emotions.
we know it only need it doesn't need that many die.
I mean, after a while, Z will come up to Colin and say, I know that this is awful timing. By the way, the spell worked. It's just that the spell in the collar caused the memory loss. But I think Barnacle needs his mommy, and I have no idea how you want to handle that. But here, take your Barnacle.
Colin takes the baby and looks at Odiana, and Odiana like, what? Colin begins to try and explain how the child is her child, their child together. And
It's 51st.
seems to do a pretty good job at trying to convince her of it.
Maybe just some sort of like little put her hair behind the ear, something that he knows that she's finds endearing.
He's making
I don't know.
headway.
If there's a hungry baby, her body might be responding to the cries. That's a thing that happens.
That's what I was just getting to that in my, like, okay, he's convinced her that she's got it. She believes him, and now her body is like kind of reacting, and that's just giving into her more information. Not quite sure what her body's doing and why it's doing it, but it's doing it. And if that baby truly is hers,
Called lactation.
Yeah.
Zeneme, are you being a lactation coach right now? Lactation is a magic of its own.
No, Z would not say that. But body responses, yeah, that's lactation. That's how that works.
Wow. Not only very entertaining, but we're also informative.
Mm-hmm.
So
Look at us.
she takes the baby unsure, but she does kind of go back in and behind these crates, and it's like as she wanders behind the crates and finds a more secluded private area, Colin just kind of raises his hand to want to grab her and go after her, but just kind of lets it fall down to his side as he looks down at the floor.
I wouldn't give up.
Let's win her over again.
I wouldn't give
We'll
up
have so
on
much
her
work.
for this. No, it's hard. But this will pass. We will win and defeat her. You're going to be free again. Sorry.
Colin kind of listens to you. comes over this way, grabs some hammer that Odiana had laying out on the anvil, and just turns and just starts attacking the boat. He manages to just like swing it in and sink part of the hammerhead into the boat itself, and then falls down on the ground, clutching his head.
Yeah, Nyx is gonna go over and kind of grip him, like, it's okay. You don't. This is not going to help you.
Just be bad for a minute. I'll be okay.
She would just hold him, kind of like pat the top of his head like a mother would, type of thing. Using the whole idea that she looks like an old woman right now.
Mm-hmm. Bruce, Rix, you have walked towards the north end of the room. What are you doing?
As however far Bruce walks, Rix is kind of following behind him. He's not gonna let him go off on his own.
I don't know. You probably make it to at least like under the dragon's head.
Mm-hmm. Rix would stand about here, or I would stand about there. Yeah.
Before he kind of realizes he has no idea where he's going and he's being followed. He would just stand there, like not his back to Rix, and just.
I have to ask a quick question. Where are the berries? I know I heard you say I pick them up, so.
I think Bruce is still holding them.
Okay. Just checking. Is there anything else you do?
I wait for him to say something. At this
Mhm.
point, I know he doesn't need me to lecture or anything like that. I just need him to be ready to talk.
It'd probably be a while.
That's fine. Rix will stand there and wait. And maybe at some point kind of walk closer to stand here where he can be seen and kind of look up. And then I'll just say, whenever you're ready.
Bruce is like looking. He's been kind of looking ahead, kind of looking down, and as Rix like moves into his periphery, he turns his head and when Rick says that, he kind of his brows furrow and ready for what?
What happened to her isn't your fault. It's not her fault, it's Callista's.
I almost killed it. I injured all of you. I hurt the.
You were angry. And
Doesn't excuse anything.
that it doesn't mean you have to hate yourself for it. It just means that you can control it better the next time. Something that like that happens. Not necessarily the same thing, obviously. But the next time you feel that rage, I imagine that it probably
trying to control my rage, and this is the best I've got after 24 years.
you came to terms with a lot, but you've been faced
30
with
years if you count another life.
Bruce. You had two people in your life you cared about deeply enter again. We wanted to help them, and we tried. There was a moment of success, but I can't even fathom what it must have felt like to see that glimmer of hope, only for it to be gone in an instant. I can't.
Can't do it.
I take a step forward and I reach out and place my hand on his shoulder, like, you can, because you're strong. You just need to remember that.
I'm not strong enough. I can't keep losing people.
She's not dead.
She's not her.
Right now, no. But we'll find a way. We got close. Got really, really close.
I'm at my edge here, Rix. I can't keep going.
Bruce, we need you.
You guys are fine without me.
No, we're not. We're not fine without you. We need you, Bruce.
He can close his eyes and tears are forming.
You may not think
Keep
we
doing
do.
this.
You may not think we do, but we do need you. We're all better when we're together. And I know a lot of the time it doesn't feel that way. But I think without any one of us here, especially you, we would have never made it this far. Take the time that you need to find something that helps you take a step forward. And then you take another step. And another step. Please don't give up now. And I reach up and I do that thing that Bruce would always do to us, where I bring his forehead down and I touch my forehead to his. And I kind of bring it back and I have his head in my hands and I don't know if his eyes are open or closed or whatever. And I look at him and I'm like, every step forward is a step closer, okay? Hold on to that, if anything. We're going to save them. It isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And my hands kind of drop down. And I'm like, I saw you kill her once. I'm really, really looking forward to when you do it again.
There's been like tears running down Bruce's cheeks. He's had his eyes closed, and like when you put your forehead against his, you would have felt like the tears splashing onto you. And like when you push him back and say that, his eyes open and they're just watering. And I've lost so much in the last 2 days. I can't lose anything else. I can't. I can't. I can't see failure again. I can't.
The next time we try, we'll be ready.
Try. I can't. I'm out of hope.
You can have some of mine.
It's like slowly his eyes move down and he kind of looks away. And I got nothing left. I don't feel angry. I don't care about Galicia anymore. I don't care about the girl in the cell. I don't. Just empty.
Nothing I say is gonna change anything. And I don't know if I've ever felt that empty before. I suppose I always clung on to the idea that Cherry and Nix and Kiz and Z and you were out there. And Rosie and everyone, my friends that I made. And I guess on my darkest days, knowing they existed was enough. And I'm not telling you that that's going to be the way for you to hold on. But if you give up now, what was the point of anything that we've done?
Kind of looks up at you and what is the point of anything we've done? We've just run around like rats through a maze while people watch us. We haven't. What have we accomplished? What have we done? Who have we helped? At best, we've just stayed alive. And now we're here letting another evil loose on the world. Is there any net good in anything we've done?
We helped Lyrington. Even if it was only for a bit. That was something good we did.
Think it still stands?
I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know that it's destroyed either. I mean, I could sit and try to figure it out, but I'm not there. I'm here. And I want to get there. Even if we do end up going there and it's nothing but rubble. God, I have to try. We helped them. We made friends there. I guess we made friends. I like to think of them as friends. I spent so much time hating the Lord of Plays and Melody. I say that, like, spit the name out of my mouth. And I didn't even realize that I started hating Warforged until we went in that town and I was reminded that we were raised by one. He loved us as if we were his own. Why we got into this mess in the first place. All I want to do is I want to help your friends. I want to get rid of the Umbral Claw, and if we have to can somehow rip the schema from their hands, I would be very happy to keep it from them. But I want to get to Lyrington, because if Pipes is there. I'm hoping he's there. I'm sorry, I'm just we've had a lot of victories that were more just victories of survival. Nothing could have prepared us for this. But we're still alive. Cherry is grown so much in her art, and I mean, sometimes she gets pissed off at Nyx for I don't even know what. But she was always the youngest. Well, I can't really say she was the most emotional. Z is ready to betray her house to protect you and Nyx. Nyx is a mess, but strangely in a better place than she was when she first came back to Sean. Kiss has grown. I mean, I don't know how many times I suspect she probably wanted to go back to her old group, but she stuck with us. So that's got to count for something, doesn't it? Everything that you've been through, I get it. And that, I can see why you'd lose hope. And I can't say anything really that, except that I've seen you change and I know you better than I ever did. But I still am scratching at the surface. God, I'm happy not to be in Sean. Finally figuring out who I am. And if those are the small victories we have to take along the way, I guess it's better than being dead in Blackhearth, where we would have been if you hadn't been there. I mean, if we'd gotten out, we wouldn't have been able to get anywhere. You helped us leave. I don't know what to say to you, Bruce.
Can I ask? If it's alright, Rick's to roll an insight check.
Okay. I can do that. I'm not great at it. Probably gonna roll bad at it. 10.
I'd say you see like a shadow pass his face when you mention like being better than being dead in Blackhearth. And then it passes.
And in that moment, I'm going to cut back over to the other group.
Okay.
Kisriel, you're tending the food. Jalira, what are you doing?
Mute.
Maybe some bandages from the injury. Yeah, just she's a little freaked out by what she saw coming at her. And she has absolutely no idea what to do with anything else. So, you know what? She's probably going to start bringing stuff out and start tinkering because that's the only way she knows how to soothe her nerves.
Nyx, what are you doing?
She is going to comfort Colin as much as she can. Try and be there for him.
Z.
Kind of sitting quietly by herself. Trying to figure out, like, now that she's aware that the spell worked, even if it didn't work out, like, beautifully, she's trying to figure out what the next step would be. Like, how they can best help. Colin and Odiana from here.
After taking some nourishment, the baby is restless, but it has stopped crying. And Odiana comes out from behind the crates. She looks at Colin sitting there, turns to Jalira. Does the key is in me mean anything to you?
Do I remember anything? Does that ring a bell to me? I've heard that phrase before.
What's the chance that she swallowed a purple right here? Key.
She's gonna pull out one of the can of keys and just say, "Look anything like this?"
No. Yes,
Do you have
I don't know. All I know is that it's the only thing that I can remember.
would Z have heard her talking to Jalira from where she is?
Trying to be quiet about it, but go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
No, you seem to be too caught up in your thoughts at the moment.
I'm wondering if somehow you built in your own. I wonder if somehow you had a plan beforehand. We wouldn't know how to trigger anything, though. Not. Sorry, that makes no sense. I mean, it feels familiar. Just a second. Hey, have you guys heard the phrase "the key is in me" before? She's kind of
Yeah.
sniffs. Yeah.
Why?
Colin looks up and straight at Odiana.
Well, the key that we need the most right now is the one to take off your collar. Your collars, I don't know how that would be a key that would be inside of you, though.
Can Odiana cast spells?
Like
Makes-
this.
You look like it rang a bell to you.
You know anything?
Colin walks over here
I'm on
and
guard.
begins to kind of talk quietly, kind of whispering things, saying, if that is that you believe me that that's our child, would you please turn around for a moment? And she does. And he lifts up a section of the back of her shirt, and she has a scar on her back about this long that's offset from her spine about an inch.
Would she have been able to see that?
No.
Z's like, oh, kids! Hey, kids, you do medicine stuff, right?
What?
Literally?
I mean, it's a little risky, but so's everything else we're doing. And if it can give her her memory back now, if she is up for it.
I'm gonna go grab a wine.
Have a key?
No,
Sure,
not
we
my
don't want to do
wine.
this when we have spell slots.
Wait, she can't drink. Can you? This is more important. Is he there? He's not there.
No,
Okay.
no. I'm just saying that as a joke to ease the tension that I'm feeling in my heart.
Wait, are you not? Can you drink alcohol while you're nursing? Ah,
No,
Oh,
no,
why,
no,
don't you ask,
no,
why
no.
don't you ask your lactation specialist?
hey, lactation specialist. I don't know why you know about this stuff, Z. You don't want to know, Jalira. Just...
Ooh.
Oh, it's interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. Small amounts are apparently good for milk production. I don't know.
Okay, what do you want? Okay, let me just. Can I do a medicine check?
Okay. If we did this later, we could do.
Okay,
I
we
can
don't
have
get
rope
to make
trick. We
this
can do healing
decision.
spots. Okay,
Let's just,
This
let me
gets
just look
to
at it.
be Odiana's decision.
true.
Oh, Z's learned about consent.
That's so sweet.
Everybody's going up.
Colin, after like showing and seeing hers, he reaches behind him and he has one almost kind of identically placed in his back.
I am going to start doing a detect magic spell.
Wow, if you focus like on their back, like try to blind yourself from
I
the
mean,
color.
unless it's just a mundane key, but in case it isn't, why would they?
Can I? I'm gonna ask them if it's okay. Can I just try doing a medicine check? Just press gently on the spot and see if it feels unusual.
Go ahead.
She's not super medicine-y. She's just
Hey, don't forget that you have guidance.
so light.
I'm just saying, in the future.
I'm not gonna remember. You guys have to
I
remember.
have one flash of inspiration left.
Next time we'll be like, man, kids, I could really use some guidance right now.
Let's see if I
If
can
you'd like
figure
to
out.
cast Touch of Inspiration, you can.
Not. I'd rather you wait till if I have to do surgery.
That's a good point.
This is just the preliminary. Are we on to something here?
Putting your hand on Odiana's back, kind of feeling it. You do feel that below that scar line, there is some rougher, heavier tissue that's common with scar tissue forming. But beyond that, you can't. It's not like you like touch her back and feel a key.
Yeah, it's the kind of scar tissue you would expect from this kind of scar. I'll sort of get kind of the meat off the grill if
Yeah.
Harry wants to finish casting.
Cooking and healing. Sorry.
Someone became a mom.
She already was the group squad mother.
I know. Now she's literally in pain.
Can I give?
I'm gonna whisper to the side to Jalira. Is she gonna need to relearn how to work on the ship before she gets those headaches?
I doubt it, because she didn't have to relearn. She knows how to use all this equipment. She didn't have to spend years relearning it after Callista did her thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you can give yourself a point of inspiration for that. That's fair. Fair.
Your one character would be it.
Yeah, my grandma character. Yeah, Jeanette. She's gonna kind of get. I think she's got maybe some rolls, some chicken, or some meats, and the pies are what she's got. She's got a new fresh pie. And then Bruce, I don't know if he's left those apples that were like roasting by the fire. Sure. Maybe I would have moved them, but
some innate sixth sense told you they were perfectly done, and you pulled them away and set up another bag or set up
Yeah,
another.
there's
bag.
zero chance that Bruce remembers those apples.
Wonder why.
Like 3 years from now, when he's doing something else, he'll randomly be like, "Oh wait."
Oh, why is that a mood?
It's a joke. He's not gonna make it 3 years.
She's gonna like start setting stuff up over here.
Oh, that got dark. Jeez.
Episode title: Ooh, that got dark.
That escalated quickly.
A series of unfortunate events.
Too soon?
Can any of you do what you're thinking? Colin asks.
I would feel much. I'd feel better after we get some spell slots regained.
On the other
Would you
hand, if we just
consider
make sure they don't
surgery a form of
die,
sneak
they'll
attacking?
heal over a long rest.
Excuse me.
Promise it would be comfortable.
Next few sounds
Is
really
that,
good.
is that Nix? Like, did I hear you right, Nix?
Yes.
What did Nick say?
Can't promise it would be comfortable.
Well, that's what I was going to offer the
I'll look
wine.
at Nix and say, "Do it."
Fixer's got some really good skills. He just doesn't have the power to access them right now.
I'm willing to do it. Nix, I need your help.
Yes. I will help.
Colin
Stunning strike.
pulls his shirt up over his head and leans over a barrel. He then digs his hand into the rope that's at the base of the barrel and holds on tight.
Hang on a second.
Hold on, what
Wait.
are you
Chug
guys
some of
doing to
this first.
Colin?
Wait, Colin's got a scar too?
Yeah, they both have
Yeah.
same place.
Mother effer! Come on. Jeez.
Thing is,
Kids is going to be like,
it's not
take a
gonna be-
swig. Take some, drink some alcohol.
He does.
Okay.
I'm really trying to focus
Something
on
to bite
the
on.
spell.
Oh, is it the fine alcohol?
It should
I'm not there. It
Just
doesn't matter.
Just a second. How many
Somewhere in the back of Rick's mind, he's like, something terrible's happening. My wife.
I probably looked at it and thought, I hope this is strong enough. It's
Oh,
not
no.
whiskey.
Kizrael, roll me a d6.
Oh no.
Do we have 7, 8, 9 different bottles of wine?
Okay. Thank you for that.
She's-
I don't think it would be that unusual of a thing for Nix to have something like have done that before.
Okay, then how about I assist you then?
I mean,
My
she's,
medicine check is not very good.
mine's only
Yeah,
a +2. We're probably about the
Mine's
same.
a +2 as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, I mean, kids may have had to like remove some sort of like super splinter from a companion out in the field before.
Does anyone have a good medicine check? None of us are like medically inclined, are we?
I mean,
Nix with Gimbal to try and do that.
No. If nobody else will do it, I got a dagger.
I got a box cutter.
Colin, take that.
I feel like when she said that, they're like, let's just start it right away.
I'm gonna take my dagger.
Zaneem, roll for me an intelligence-based medicine check.
Oh gosh. That was really funny. I got a
Kiz
dagger.
is gonna hand the dagger to Nix, though. She trusts her with her hand with the dagger.
You think you've got a good enough Colin anatomy? You should be able to do this.
You probably have to take it, as a class.
I know, but Nix and Kiz have actually done first aid on the field before.
Like hard science, how hard can it be? I mean, magic is so much harder than anatomy.
I mean, he's telling us to do it. Let's just get it done.
They both use Latin words. Just kidding.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
Nick can
Kiz.
go ahead and get ready. Is it close to the spine? Is it in the place where a safe place to pull it out?
It hasn't been 10 minutes, has it?
Nope.
Like, look.
Cool.
About that far offset from the spine.
You could probably tell them to wait a minute if you need.
Okay.
If
And
you
so
do it
Kiz
gently, you may just scratch the bone. Not actually.
All remember guidance.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and I'm also going
Give
to
yourself a
assist,
little
so
pat
I'm
on the
hoping
back.
that- yeah, as
Hey, you
Kiz is
guys,
going
I
to
have
go.
had like the most horrible rolls all night. I'm just like, no, this is
Erin's
not
terrified.
good.
We were talking about that earlier.
Kiz is going to
Okay.
put her hand on her, saying, "Okay, I'm ready," and she's going to basically. I think Kiz is going to act as the assistant surgeon and nurse.
Good news and bad news. Good news, we got the key. Bad news, Colin's paralyzed from the waist down.
Hey, and you're feeling like you're going to help her so much, you're guiding her.
You felt that pull of energy, and you remembered that you felt that pull of energy when you gave Z a piece of pie.
But this time there was no pie.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of feel that flare up on your mark along your arm.
Pie is the
Maybe she'll
material
ask Z
component.
later and see if she knows what the
Jalira.
spell is.
Are you going to keep focusing on your detect magic, or
Trying so hard.
are you thinking about dropping out and giving because you have a bonus, right, for ability checks?
She has a reaction she can use to.
Okay.
So,
Nick,
as soon as she hears, "Oh,"
I
with
feel like
his,
as soon as she said, I got a
continue.
dagger, that concentration would have broken. I'm just saying.
yeah,
and in that
I
moment,
love you,
I
Zeneme.
need you to roll me a medicine check with advantage.
Me rolling the medicine check with advantage.
and then
Hey!
With a D4.
D4.
20, dirty 20.
Jalira, is there any way you want to contribute to this?
When he starts making the grunting, and I'm like, oh my, I can't even focus through that. She's gonna just comment and just like, I'm like, oh, and just she doesn't sort of like, so try and watch, and just like she's like nervously just perching on top of a barrel.
No, he needs a spine.
No, look at that, and she's gonna just
I love how
Just
far away
try
we
to
are
show
from
up.
this.
Probably for the best.
She's like she's gonna just try and operate. She's also gonna have fixers shine a light, make sure that he's,
Okay. So what does your ability do again?
Just cram a berry in there afterwards to.
Let's see.
We could deal with another avatar.
To be able to do.
Let Bruce get more of his anger out.
And if that's
You
nothing
get to
else,
add-
fixer
you get
should know.
Add your intelligence modifier to the roll. So she stands at a 20. What is your intelligence modifier?
My intelligence modifier is a +3. Flash of genius. Oh, it would be +3, yeah.
So 23.
Obviously, we're blowing everything, so we can't do this again. Unless we.
Colin, who was biting his shirt in his mouth to keep from crying out, suddenly lets go and releases a primal scream of pain because it hurts.
We definitely heard that.
However, Nyx, in carefully moving your dagger, Kisriel aiding you by kind of helping to hold open and keep your focus on the sight, Fixer flutters down and begins to shine brighter light, and you just make a couple more quick cuts as you go straight down on top of the scar in an effort to not cause further damage, just kind of trying to follow that same path. And as you do, your blade hits something metal. And you continue to pull the dagger down ever so more carefully until it stops that scraping feeling. Like you immediately pull up as soon as that scrape stops, and you take your fingers and you stick them in there, and you pry out what looks to be a key. This key is coppery gold.
Jalira, clean water.
Put out,
Okay.
put it in, or drop it near, or put it near me and start cleaning up,
Okay.
taking care of him.
I'm getting out
in the wound.
the alchemy jug. No. Purest
If
water.
someone takes it from me, that would be great. And looks at it. Try and investigate whose is it. Is it Colin's or Odiana's key?
Yeah, I think that's something that the arcane girls look at that. I'm gonna just be playing. As soon as Nyx is done with the cleaning, I'm gonna just apply pressure
Yeah.
and just give him more wine.
And I'm just there to make sure everything like just handing her things as she needs it. Just
Like Fixer looking at the situation. What does he still have access to right now?
he doesn't have the spell slots, but he does have
Doesn't he have injections?
adrenaline, alacrity, antitoxin.
Well, the antitoxin wouldn't hurt considering I'm not sure how I done it this is. I'm sure we would have done what we could. I'm not 100% sure any of us have soap.
What? That's come standard in
I got drugs.
kits, isn't it?
I got drugs.
I know.
Well, there's also Z. Z can do clean.
Oh, so can I.
Yeah, he can prestidigitate.
Okay, so if you can help us just yeah.
Okay, you don't need drugs. It's fine.
In this moment, like after Nyx felt like she's done what she can, Fixer begins. He injects something into Colin,
What you do, buddy?
and then he begins sewing up the wound.
Thank you. I was so sure he had to be dead for that trigger.
He's taking a lot more care than he would normally. And it takes a moment. Bruise, Rix, in response to hearing Colin scream out. Is there anything that you do?
I look to Bruce and I'm like, please tell me you're going to find out what's going on.
It's just another death, David.
With a 15 insight check on the screen, does it... I know this is going to be difficult and he may not be able to be this nuanced. Does it just sound like he's scared, or does it sound like he's in pain, or does it sound more like angry?
It was definitely, from your experience, a scream of pain. Having been around many people who scream out in pain, you actually have a fairly good idea of the nuances of a scream of anger, a scream of pain, a scream of fear. They all have their own little sound flavors that accompany them.
Sound flavors.
See, like, as Rick says that to Bruce, Bruce, like, turns and you see him just, like, go pale. And he just looks terrified. And you can tell he does not. He's terrified as to what that means, and he is terrified to go find out what it was.
I'm going to reach out and grab his arm, and I'm going to say, we need to find out what's going on.
No, you can.
No,
I'm just gonna
come with me. Come with me, please. Just to see. They're your friends.
If Rix leads him, he will probably follow halteringly.
Okay. I would do that. I will grab him by the arm and I will start like kind of pulling him in the direction of
You got to gently tug his arm, and he's kind of offering a little bit of resistance, but the harder you pull, the more he kind of gives.
Okay. Yeah. So I will. We're not going. It starts off as kind of a walk, and then I start picking up the pace to start going into more of a run, still holding on to Bruise's arm as I'm running.
Bruce, are you going to move into run, or is it going to be a halting walk over to that direction?
Probably not as fast as Rix wants, but maybe more like a jog.
Okay. We're making our way downtown.
Do you want us to move ourselves down here, or?
Yeah, go ahead and move yourselves down here.
Okay.
Yes, we prestidigitate that blood.
Nix is covered.
Accuse us of murdering him.
As
Okay,
you-
everybody, let's clean up before Bruce comes and tries to kill us all.
We arrive just
Bruce-
as you say that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just as you're saying that, you're kind of positioned where you are behind the boat a little bit, so you don't see them coming. But like, we should clean this blood up. Yeah, we should clean it up before Bruce comes over here and kills us all. You, Bruce, and Rick see Colin over a barrel, holding the rope at the bottom. You see Nyx kind of covered in blood, kind of manipulating Colin's back. Bruce, you see Fixer's little pincers moving up and like above Kiz's head as it comes down, and you see the little needle and thread going up and down.
What?
But you see that Colin is breathing.
What happened?
Rix, you notice the dropped bottle of wine.
Oh, which one is it?
That's correct. It is the good wine, not the exquisite, not the okay wine. The one bottle of goodish wine, that was the one they grabbed.
Please tell me someone at least was able to taste that.
Well, and then we cut him open, but I think that it's going to help us get his collar off, so yay!
But it was at least consumed and perhaps enjoyed for a brief moment.
Yes, the wine. It was enjoyed. Oh my goodness.
Wait, but you found a key.
Inside him! Literally.
I immediately turned to look at Bruce like, they found a key.
Yeah, Bruce has no idea how to take all this in.
Z's gonna be like, okay, I've cleaned the key. Colin, can we see if this gets your collar off?
Colin's collar is made of a darker, tarnished metal. The key itself seems to match the color of Odiana's.
I figured it would be that way.
She would like take it over, figure it out, and then, okay, Odiana, can we try yours? This doesn't look like it will fit his, but it looks like it might fit yours.
It's only,
You might be able to get your memory back. Let's see how this goes.
it's only the key, right? The key is the only thing that can open it, right?
Yes. But this is the key. We're not trying to force a
I
key
know.
that's not the right key.
I just want to make it. I want to make sure.
Yeah, I think we all
Like-
do.
Breathing heavy, his eyes are wide. He looks like he's having a panic attack.
I take a step back, and I'm like, have my hand on his back, like, breathe,
Guys,
breathe,
guys,
breathe.
Odiana's gone through
Breathe,
a lot in the
breathe.
last few
Deep
minutes.
breaths. In, out,
Yes.
in, out.
Give her time to process.
Everyone shut up for a minute. All
Zane.
right.
Nyx, as you're still focused on helping Fixer make sure the tissue comes back together as neatly as possible. Kiz, you've told me that you are focusing on keeping Colin comfortable as much as you can with him in the surgical position that he happens to be in.
I could try healing
Jalira,
you with a
Like
spell.
Nyx, you are like hard focused on what's happening right in front of you, watching Fixer, making sure he doesn't make a mistake of any kind. Z, as you kind of help Odiana move the hair out and away from behind her head, you see
Bruce
the key.
turns and fast walks out of the room.
You see that the key is a similar shape to the lock.
Okay,
I can't look
I'm gonna
away. I have to see what
like
happens.
hold still for just a minute. Let's see if this fits. I'm not gonna force anything. And then Z tries to put very gently tries to put the key in the lock.
As you get the key closer down to the lock, you see almost little bitty sparks kind of spark up. Not in a bad way, but as if it's communicating with the key itself, and the key goes into the slot with no resistance whatsoever.
I take off her.
A turn of the key causes the collar to unlock. And with that unlocking, Odiana grabs the collar and chucks it as far as she can.
Do you know who you are?
Give her some time. This is a lot to take in.
Okay, where are you? I don't see your token. There you are. Okay.
Z would have been right next to Odiana, though.
Yeah.
I am just staring and waiting.
I think we all are.
She kind of closes her eyes and takes a moment, looks down to her right, looks up, and immediately bolts this direction.
I'm gonna chase her.
Chasing after. Immediately turn to start running after.
Oh crap! Did
Oh, if you need us, but we need to watch over Colin.
Oh crap! Is she possessed?
Bruce, as you're sitting on those steps, you've kind of got your hands on your head. You can't deal with this, you can't deal with this, you can't deal with this, and you find yourself tackled.
Do you want to do an opposed athletics check?
No, I don't think you're really up for it.
I stop right here and watch.
As Odiana just grabs you around the throat with both arms and just squeezes you as tight as she can.
Like a bad throat grab.
I think it was a throat hug.
A throat hug.
I mean,
Okay.
have you seen Bruce's throat?
Like he happens to be sitting on the stairs, so she's like at a better height to like get around his head. And she just holds you and does not let go.
I'm gonna just pretend like baby was on this.
And something soft and squishy kind of starts to struggle up from where it is and is there.
Baby.
And I think that's our break.
He gave us a happy moment, guys.
Welcome back. We have just had a moment with the Shadow Slayers where they have surgically opened Colin's back along a scar after Odiana had said some cryptic message about the key is in me. And in that moment, they were able to recover a key from Colin's back, performing surgery without healing spells at this time. The key fit for Odiana's collar, and in that moment, she rushed off to go give major hugs to Bruce, who she hasn't seen in 6 years, and is having a little bit of a moment, kind of like he is, I'm sure. With that, we're going to go back to the Shadow Slayers. We're going to start with the party down by Colin. As Nyx and Fixer close up the wounds on Colin's back. Could you just have Fixer roll a medicine check for me?
Tell me he's got a decent one.
Mm-hmm.
No!
His medicine is the best in the group.
Since I'm assisting, can I give him advantage?
Yes, you can. You can.
Roll it again. Roll it again. Jill.
Damn it, Cherry, I'm a doctor, not a surgeon.
Like, wait, Fixer, what are you doing?
Because Fixer is just so methodically going back and forth, he kind of gets a little lackadaisical in his patterns, and Nix, you start to notice that he's pulling another piece of tissue from where he's not supposed to be pulling, and you're like, no! And Victor's just like looks down at it, kind of shakes his head, and then carefully undoes what he's done, and starts going back at it, sewing it back up perfectly.
Are you all right, Colin? You breathe? I'm sorry. I know that hurt.
Worked though, right?
Yes.
Well, she's hugging Bruce
Oh,
and
good.
calling him Bruce, so I'm
I
saying it's a success.
I think I'm going to pass out now.
It's alright. You're allowed.
I hope that's okay.
Yep. I got you. We'll lie you down.
And Colin passes out.
We'll make sure he's in some
And
sort
she
of.
kind of just she picks him up, or kind of just helps him down. Actually, more. I forget she's not my strong character.
Kinda
People there.
helps him slowly slither down to the ground, trying not to move the wound so it doesn't pop any of the stitches.
Then she goes ahead and like grabs her little shawl off her shoulders, puts it around him, like goes into her bag and pulls out a cloak and wraps up. Like, you know, it.
But
I've done
before
that
you do that,
before.
Fixer secretes some kind of foam that he uses to cover the wound. And I'm just gonna say it, Fixer now counts as a healing kit.
I'm like trying for ages to try and get a healer's kit. Like,
But,
really.
but only for when he's performing the healing.
Okay.
I know. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, she would just kind of like set him down.
Meanwhile, the other end of the compound.
Blood on it.
Bruce probably would have taken, like, it being tackled. I don't know if he would have immediately, like, opened his eyes or, you know, like, it would have taken a moment. Because he's had people, like, run and hug him during these times. I think his first thought is, like, it's probably Rick's or something, and then he would open his eyes and, like, see who it is, and then he would just sit there for a moment, just, like, stock still. And eventually his arms would, like, slowly go up and gently return the hug.
You begin to make out, like, she's between her and the baby, there was some kind of sounds going on, like squeals and whispers, and you finally make out the words, I knew it, 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 I knew it. At which point you also feel a little hand kind of push its way up and on your face.
Bruce would start crying again. And kind of in the same way she's doing that, he would just be like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And just like sob and hold her and the baby and just keep saying he's sorry over and over again.
Rix, you come upon the scene. You and Jalira kind of
come
upon the scene.
I stop immediately and I kind of hold on to Jalira's arm.
Oh no, yeah.
We should.
Yeah, she's held up too.
Yeah.
And in fact, there's probably a chance that she just took his arm.
We should
Same thing.
just kind of. I think we're just kind of watching in that moment, watching the reunion, and
giving him space.
I would say my passive perception picks up that hand on his face, and I'm like, it's touching his face. We should He needs this. We should let him have it.
Okay, I'm so worried.
So yeah, we turn back and start heading back. And
Watch out for my
how
names,
did
but-
you know that?
Oh, that was just a thought that came to her mind when she was trying to figure everything out.
Really?
And when she was with the baby, and when I mentioned the phrase to Z and Nix, thinking it might spark something, Colin thought about it, and just the thought that he knew that they had matching scars, so he thought to. So it's really Colin who thought of it.
Do I know?
I wanted to do a detect magic, just even though it turned out to be a mundane key, but just to be on the safe side before we start cutting into people.
Right, no, the key itself is magic as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just kind of looked at him like, Nix cut into him. They didn't wait, right? I'm not mad. I just, I
don't
I
want
just
to
wish
rat anybody out.
I just
but-
wish I had made a bet with someone. That's all. And I want to know if I would have won. That's all.
You probably would have.
She was always better at patching herself
By
up
the way,
than I ever
there might
was.
be some drops of there might still be a little bit of wine at the bottom of the bottle if you want to try.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was the good one.
Well, we still have an exquisite and
Yeah, we still have the really good one.
Yeah.
I think I might have cried a little bit. Had it been the really good one. I know I kind of stopped for a moment. He's like, I know it's stupid, but
kind of gotta take the joy in what you can.
it's just one of those things that it was a little bad times, and when I was taste testing wine and stuff, it was one of the few times I was able to just kind of have fun with my work, I kind of join the others at this point. So they're gonna need some time. It looks like there's a bit of a reunion going on.
Do you want to finish that identify spell then on the ring that we had here? I guess I could do that. But she start pulling out a bedroll.
No.
Just to try to, he's already comfortable, but to see if we can wedge it under and make him a little bit more comfortable.
So I think if multiple of us care for him.
Did the stitching go okay?
Yes.
You did so good. You're such a good fixer. You're so good.
Did a very good job. So I've first time I've done it on someone I actually was worried about. Other
Have
than
you ever done it on somebody
She's
that you
correct.
She's like someone I was actually worried about. Like, I grimace, and she goes, other than myself is just that moment of like, Nix.
Oh, yeah.
Can I see the key?
Zeneme has it, I think. I don't know. Who
Yeah,
does.
Z would have the key and the collar, and try to figure out if there's a way to just blow this crap up so it can't hurt anybody else.
No, I know what to do with it.
Put it on Callisto.
I'm okay. No.
She's gonna lean over and towards Nix. Who?
Oh, Callista.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Just feels like that would be.
Do you think it would work on Wolfish?
Oh,
I'd like to say that maybe one of them for Melody.
I don't know. Melody is a little, but not gonna lie.
I do want to say that, I
I
mean,
want to torture her so much.
I'd be curious if the dispel magic worked on the Ganesh, or what was it?
Gash.
But Colin would still have it, so he'd still feel obligated to work.
Yeah, we do need to when Odeon is ready.
But at least,
Alright, you guys.
when we get rid of the guest, or whatever it's called, we won't have to worry about it doing anything to him, or anything to happening to him after.
I mean, it's so heartbreaking. He saw the love of his life go through all that, and he was able to save her. So
I think this is I think. Yeah. Can't imagine how grateful he must feel that he could help her. And it's better that way than if you. I understand why she would put the key in the other. Because they know that they would have to torture and hurt the other person to free themselves if they figured it out.
Very somber.
yeah, I agree with the collar proposal, Dix.
But either way, it might be easier just to kill her, and she might actually be more. It might even be more of a mercy to her because she probably doesn't even have anyone she loves, and she would call her or something that I'm probably. Not
Why didn't she
say.
just throw away the key?
Maybe she would want to utilize their knowledge again. She didn't want to waste it.
But able to do anything about it, she'd have to cut into them.
I don't want to try to dwell into the mind of a sociopath, so...
Idea. I need to stop getting that. I need to stop being so pissed off and just
Yeah,
want to
you're fine.
like, all right, I'm going to.
You know, I know that Colin's going to take a little bit of pain beating up the ship, but what if you do it?
Destroy the ship?
Just punch a few holes in.
But I think Bruce does want to fix it eventually.
Okay. It was just a thought, you know, just something that...
Bad thought.
A way for my sister to express her anger in a healthy way without actually inflicting it on anyone else in the immediate area.
Well, hey guys, before we decided to do impromptu surgery, I did set up the
has
meat
9 berries.
I know. All right, you know we're I don't know what the time is, but we have to set up. We've got to find the way out. There's so many things we have to do. We have to rest. We have to find the entrance, and we have to kill that freaking group. I'll wait and put out my aggression onto them. That'll be fine. I can do that.
Did I post anywhere that covers again?
Thing. It'll be all right.
Kids would point out, hey guys, I did set aside the food over there. I was hoping Odiana and Colin could share it with us. We'll save them time.
She would hug her. Thank you, Kisru. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me. Food.
She hugs you around your granny's skirt.
She bent down. You're good. All right.
Next, can I talk to you? She's gonna kind of go over this way.
Go where? I can't hear you very well.
She's gonna move kind of away from everybody.
I will go over here, and I guess if the food is ready, I will start, I guess, serving some onto plates for people. If there are plates. Are there plates? We have mess kits, right?
Check.
Yeah, we should have mess kits.
Yes, we'll go with that. You don't have to roll. Like your immediate look around, like for plates. nothing appears to like be there. So, but then you think, mess kit. I've got stuff in my bag.
So he's eating rations. It's been a while. Yeah, we just start serving food, and I'd bring a plate to Zeneme, and then one to Cherry, and kind of place one near Colin where he's lying down. And like, if you get hungry, it's there.
Colin's gonna be out for about 8 hours.
Cool. It'll be nice and cold.
We'll send somewhere. It's okay.
Just keep it in the bag of holding to preserve it, right?
Nix, when you had your training, you learned like centering techniques, right? Meditation techniques.
Yes.
Are there any that you can when things your emotions are everywhere, they lets you stop and focus for a minute, like stop the explosion? I'd really like you to try to teach anything you can to Bruce. He needs something. I think if you can help him stop before he does something and think, that would go a long way. And I don't know if your training can help him.
She would sit for a minute, kind of trying to find the right words. You're like, one of the things that I did for my training was lock away everything.
I
feel nothing and do things.
I don't want you to do that, Skylar. I don't want you to do that to yourself.
Wait. One, it helps in some ways. But in other ways, I stopped feeling compassion for people. I stopped caring the little bit that I did. And
Yeah, don't do that part.
I just know that truthfully, I've been learning from Bruce about feeling again. So all these things that are happening, I know it's frustrating and difficult.
I want him to feel still, but I want him to think. And I'm not sure if there's any sort of training that your training meditation can do to. It's just when he almost tore that collar,
I know.
He would never forgive himself if she had died. I don't know. If you have some time to kind of talk to him and
I know. And I know what you're saying, and truthfully, yes. I've offered to help him before. He didn't really like the idea.
maybe we can do a group recommendation.
But
Hey, Bruce,
it is
let's
something
talk.
it's something that he would have to do and he would have to be willing. I can try and help, but it will be his choice. Some people aren't made that way. But I understand. But I do have to say, like, I've learned a lot from Bruce too. And truthfully, I understand this has been such a frickin' roller coaster, and it's right there in his. Everything that's ever happened bad to him is right here, and and everything pretty much has been manipulating him. I don't know if I could stand it. I'm I would probably have broken by now, too.
I'm not saying that if what he's done, it's just, I want to know if there's some way we can help him.
I know.
Just to stop and think for a second. I don't want him to stop feeling. I just,
Yeah. Might not be. I'll
I
try
don't
and
know.
see what techniques I can do to help out best. I know my techniques aren't always the best, but I do have, like, figured out ways
I could
to
try
calm my emotions.
talking to him, but you guys are close.
I know. But, yeah, I'll try talking to him.
Thank you. Once again.
She would hug her.
Okay.
Whenever they come back, I hand them 2 plates of food. Each a plate.
Bruce.
Did you give me the halfling size plate?
No, I'll give you a normal size plate. You're a big girl. You have appetite.
Look at that halfling usually.
You're fine.
Serving tray.
Bruce.
Yeah.
At what point do you try to move?
I think I don't know how long Odiana would stay in her. I knew it, but Bruce would like hold her, crying, and saying "I'm sorry" for a while, and probably like his head buried on her shoulder, like and that's where like he's getting grabbed or face touched, and at some point, probably be a couple minutes, he'd finally like pull back a bit slowly, because he doesn't want to upset the bundle she has, and just like his eyes are full, and he's like, "I'm so sorry. If I had known, I would have looked for you. I thought everybody was gone."
She just shakes her head. Not your fault. It's not your fault.
What happened to you guys? My memory's so. Just, I just remember being attacked and everybody just dying, and Callista and
It's a bit hazy for me too. Especially right now, I've still dealing with some of the residual of that thing.
he would like gently reach up and like touch her neck. Are you okay?
Raw, but nothing that won't heal over.
He'd like look down
Leave a beautiful scar.
and look down at the bundle she has and to remember the damage he did to it. I'm so sorry.
She puts her hand on your mouth. Just,
Well,
it was better that happened than if you had tried to move the collar.
sorry for that too. I'm just everything up. Oh. You're alive.
I'm alive.
You.
You're alive. She told us everyone was dead. She kept me around because she apparently had heard things about what I could do. And she was trying to create some independence for herself. And if she could provide ships that the house no longer needed Zelargo for, she saw it as a benefit to the house and was able to retain what she needed to keep me under control.
Sorry, how long have you been here?
Here? Shy of a year? Before that, it was somewhere dark and cold. I didn't see much.
If I had known, I would have.
There's no way for you to have known. She didn't even know for a while. Her first mate brought me and Colin back on her to her ship because her father had told her to spare us. So she took her time with us. Then she grew bored and left us to rot until she realized what service we could be to the house. I still think it was her father, though. She doesn't strike me as quite stable anymore. She seems to have developed a little bit of control and temperament issues.
Bruce is not introspective enough to really.
Kept screaming about something about a blue-eyed orc.
I guess she hasn't forgotten me. That's good.
I dared to hope for a moment, but I saw you fall into the water. There's no way you should have been able to live through that.
I don't have any good answers on that front. I tracked her down. I think it was like a year afterwards. I killed a lot of her crew. I took her hand.
She laments that loss. Kept me warm on some of the colder nights.
I wasn't able to finish it.
Now you will. And you can kill the man responsible for killing Galvus, too. She's just a puppet. Her father.
I think I've seen him, but I don't know him.
Seen him? When did you see him?
That's a long explanation, but we were granted visions. I think a group of some things. I think we saw him. I guess I wasn't always this way. That's a much longer story. I think he might have killed mine and my sister's parents.
Well, then he has it coming back to him. Oh, look at us. We're talking about revenge. How have you been? What, how did you, how did you find me?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if we really found you. We found this place. Gestures around. We were looking, following a trail to get pieces of schema and a pattern.
Oh, the thing in the chest, right?
Yeah,
Still working that one out.
we had found some other pieces, and there's some Warforge involved, and someone called the Lord of Blades.
You don't do things by halves, do you?
You know me.
Did they know you're here? You mentioned somebody coming to attack. Is it the Lord of Blades that's coming to attack?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say you have to be a lot more specific as to who might be wondering if we're here. We've made some enemies along the way. I don't think the Lord of Blades, at least in general, I don't think we haven't met him, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't like us and he's upset with us. He took our dad. And then uh, um, we ran into the Emerald Claw in a Kenneth old town when we were trying to find more information about this place, and didn't go great with them, and they're on their way here. So I think they're the ones that are going to be coming soon. And then there's obviously Calicia. I think we pissed off the tyrants too, but I don't know if they're anywhere near here.
I leave you for 6 little years, and you're... What are we going to do with you? Well, you've got more responsibilities now that you're an uncle. This little one, he's going to need you around.
I'm okay. I mean, I'm not really like a. I don't think I'm like a kid.
You once told me you were raised in an orphanage, that you took
Yeah.
care of your little sister.
I mean, I did the best I could.
That's all any of us can ever do. And I like your idea for the name. Come, introduce me to your friends properly.
Okay.
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 You can see how my Colin is doing.
I think something about the key from.
Yes, it was in his back. Again, Callista's idea of a sick joke. She never counted on me regaining enough of me to remember it. And if your sister hadn't done what she did, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, I have a pretty great group I travel with.
So she grabs your hand and kind of tries to pull you up from the stairs.
You'd follow her.
Okay. Kind of like tuck her arm in your arm and kind of walk with you back towards the others.
Go with.
They gradually come over here towards the group. Your friend made pie. I love pie.
Didn't know she knew how to do that. She's getting more talented by the day.
As I see them approach, I'm like, hold up the 2 plates for them.
How's Colin doing as they get closer?
He's sleeping.
Okay.
He's gonna need some rest. Yeah.
Odiana looks at the plate in front of her. Looks up. Willing to do it again? Looks over at Nyx, still covered in blood.
Like, well, like,
I would feel much better if we could do it when we have some backup spell slots. I mean, I've spared the dying, but
I
I-
have spell slots.
I can heal a bit too.
I just don't want to heal with those. Hey,
The
what are
berries?
those berries?
Oh,
I thought it was just healing in general that could
do you want 'em?
trigger breathing.
How long do they last? Let me look at. What if you got close enough to one of them, you stuffed it in its mouth, and it spawned one of those things? Because all 9 of those berries are going to do that. That's what happened last time. Is every one of the berries.
Oh no, I dropped a berry that heals people. What will I do? It is by the enemy now. Oh no, I hope they do not take it and eat it.
Just putting it out there. We can put that. Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have proficiency in performance.
Hopefully, want to just coordinate somehow.
I'm just saying, Bruce, think about it if you've got. Oh, no, I don't know if you have it. Just saying, maybe one of our melee people, if you have it. Sure. I don't know.
I can think of something.
Odiana.
Who in the party has mage hand?
Just drop it in the mouth of someone.
Odiana, I would do it again.
Blow dart
But I
gun
think it
and the
would be
gust
best to
cantrip.
wait. Sorry, what?
Blow dart gun and the gust cantrip.
If the avatar of death doesn't kill him, choking on it will.
I do have spell slots, but Odiana, what we found is in the Mournland.
Your
Weird
magic
things
doesn't work
happen,
properly, I know. Especially
Yeah.
healing magic.
which is why
I mean, I have some
Hasn't-
potions.
I wanted to heal your baby, but I didn't want to risk it, so I tested in Jalira and that thing came up. Let me know if you guys are willing to try, especially if we got something on guard to slice the demons open.
So
Were the potions... Odiana looks at you. Were the potions brewed here, or were they brewed outside the Mournland?
I think they're brewed here.
Brewed outside.
Are
The
those
ones I have were brewed outside.
same here?
Well, they
Those
were brewed
aren't
before it
as
was the
reliable, then.
Mournland. But it wasn't the Mournland when they were brewed.
No, I think we used all the ones against Ali's head.
There's a couple of healing
Hold that
potions in the
free.
bag of holding
I
that
prefer
say-
him to wake up free, but I think he'll understand. Especially if you all keep saying things like you don't have the spell slots and you'll have them in the morning.
I
mean,
spells.
I can do it. It's just, well, Jalira, no more catalysts.
But I mean, I just want to play it on the side of caution. But I mean,
Did you already use your catalyst resuscitation?
Jalira doesn't know about that yet.
Oh, okay.
she was going to experiment about it next time Z did a wizard, the wizard equivalent, but she's not even gonna think to try.
I have 4 spell slots. Character. Kiz is trying to tell you guys that she's okay with doing it, but she needs somebody to say they're willing to take the risk. And for Colin, that needs to be Odiana.
I'm willing to take the risk.
Alright.
All right.
What if you made like another batch of berries and we see how those turned out?
I just did flat cure wounds on him.
I'm gonna get a weapon ready.
You wait for... Anyway.
What are you doing? I thought you were going to save it for me so you could cut me open and take the key out and heal me.
It's okay. I can heal you. It's fine.
Odiana just looks at you like, what are you thinking?
I can do it. I can do it. I can heal you. It's okay.
We don't...
Hi,
Do you have-
I'm Rix, by the way. That's Nyx. This is Kiz. That's Cherry. And
For
Zeneme.
4 minutes while he's sleeping, Colin remains blind.
Well,
So he's got 4 healing.
Yeah.
No, because it's like nothing seemed to happen. He's good.
Well, I might have looked at the wound to see if it. And that's where I would have touched. I might
Well, yeah,
have.
the wound healed, but nothing else seemed to happen. So you're like, oh, that went fine.
So good. Okay, I've got another. I'll try another one again after we do Odiana.
I just thought I'd throw the introductions in there proper for just a moment.
I think
Before
she
we
seems
stab her.
Yeah, these are this is the Shadow Slayers, the people I've told you about consistently over and over for, like 5 years.
We've heard only good things about you. And we've seen
You know
only good things about you.
that this isn't real, right?
Yes.
If she remembers the
Though
things that
it's
she
very
learned,
curious how the things over there treat you like it is.
Yes,
You're
that's
not
kind of
alone.
why I'm staying.
they treat you like that, Odiana. You notice that?
Yes, it's because they were ordered to when we were left here.
So, who gave that
That's
order?
what I thought it was.
I'm guessing someone from Caneth is
Oh,
working with her.
The Van's lapdog, the one who casts the spells.
So that means that they can be ordered to leave the rest of us alone.
you have anything that'll help with pain?
I'll reach into a bag and I pull out one of the cheaper bottles. He's like, I'm saving the nice one for after the free. Okay? That way they can actually enjoy it. And I walk over to her and I hold out the bottle. You're gonna need this.
She'll take it. She'll take a pretty decent pull.
And who wants?
Okay. Perhaps we start out on the floor, or maybe on one of the crates that I can lay on. I don't know what he was thinking about bending over a barrel. That's just ridiculous.
I mean,
He was
now
thinking
that
about
Brave.
He's brave. Yes, he's brave.
All right.
Fixer doesn't know much about like cutting into people, but now that he's seen Nyx do it, do you want to try to have Fixer try
I
to
would
do
be
it?
quite
Medicine.
honored if Fixer would partake in my surgery.
Would be good.
All right, he's taking the lead with that +3. I reach over and I say, "You could do it, buddy."
Guidance.
Are you gonna do the thing? Oh, I think it did the thing.
Oh man. I love you,
Um,
Nebulin.
If there's too many people, okay,
Who's holding the baby? Bruce, I think you should hold the baby. You haven't held the baby yet. And she'll hand the baby to you.
I don't think I
And babies in
So,
your arms.
hey, Bruce,
Baby's in your arms.
scary face.
hold that baby, Bruce. Jalira says in her weirdest voice.
Bruce, you will take this child right now. She rolls a 16 on her intimidation.
Yes, ma'am.
I think she could probably roll a 5 on her intimidation, and Bruce would probably still say yes, ma'am. Because it's Odiana.
Oh, okay. You mentioned you found a kitchen. Did you find milk in the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay, good. She grabs the bottle again and takes another swig. I'm probably not going to be able to provide.
With or without the chocolate.
But don't give the baby chocolate. What are you thinking?
It was,
I'm thinking about possibly eating the chocolate powder myself straight.
I mean, that is
You wanna add
definitely a
sugar?
step above mayonnaise.
That does sound delicious. And leather. Does somebody have a leather strap I can bite on?
You find something, I'm sure.
I think I've got strips of leather.
I might have
I'm
something. I mean, I have leather armor I'm not wearing. I don't know how comfortable you want to bite into one of that. It's a bit of that.
I'm gonna start prestidigitating equipment clean. Prestidigitating hands clean.
Okay.
That's
She'll
probably gonna wear me out a little bit, so I'm gonna take a step back, but I'm gonna
lie down.
this-
Fix is going to perform. She's assisting. You're here. Jalira's here.
Nix would kind of be there.
That means you, she points at Rix.
Yeah, yes.
Sit down in front of me.
Yes, ma'am.
She sticks the strip of leather in her mouth and just stares at your eyes full on.
Oh gosh. Can I get her to roll an intimidation check at advantage?
She rolls a 15.
Alright, that's enough. He's like, okay. And like after a moment, he just kind of like grabs her by the arms and like looks into her eyes. I look into her eyes and I'm like, okay.
Not 20 on the
Supposing-
save.
Yeah.
Is this opposing strength check to see if she crushes Rix's hands? Well,
She's not. I'm not holding her hands. You kidding me? That woman gave birth to a child. I don't want to know what her grip is.
Woman's also a smith. You probably don't want to know what her grip is.
The only person that should ever know what that grip felt like is her man.
and her enemies.
Okay.
That too, and the tools.
Fix it, do your thing.
Just
Bruce looks so
I did the guidance thing again just in case. It's hi. Okay, you got this.
Who is assisting Fixer? Nix, again?
I think I'm going to be a little tired from doing all the prestidigitating, cleaning equipment and hands, but I'll still be there to assist.
yeah,
So-
you want to be good experience.
I mean, she's the one with the most immediate experience. Yes.
You'll,
Nix is gonna stand next to it. She's like, "Yes, I'm gonna help. It's perfectly fine. We've got this."
Fixer needs to roll me a medicine check with advantage.
Come on, buddy.
Bruce is like, be careful.
D4?
Literally just got her back. Hey.
And anything that you are adding. Are you adding? How many times a day can you do that?
I'm out.
Okay.
I've done it 3 times today already. It's been a long day.
Okay. Well, 20 was the DC. With that, Fixer is able to very carefully, precisely scalpel his way down to the key. Having done it before with Nyx's, having been there during Nyx's incision, his very similar placement, uses his little pincers to kind of spread open the tissue gently and look kind of nods his head towards Nyx, but never his optical sensor never leaving the wound itself. Nyx gingerly reaches in and pulls the key out and hands it to Z, who's waiting with a cloth like last time, who begins cleaning it. And Fixer begins to sew Odiana back up. Could you please roll me another medicine check with an advantage?
You can do it, Fixer.
Kizriel, are you doing anything?
I love guidance.
That pink circle is the route Bruce keeps pacing. As he kind of like turns because he wants to walk away from this and then realizes he can't and walks back and then just keeps like,
While holding the baby.
yep.
So,
Here we go. With that, Kiz reaches forward to cast Cure Wounds. Healing closed. Like the wound itself begins closing faster than Fixer can close it. And Fixer just kind of like pulls his little pincers out as the tissue itself knits back together, and Kizriel just passes out.
Whoa.
We've used healing potions before, right? In the morning, they just don't work as well. They've never had a negative effect, right?
They've had a side effect like what we've been getting when we do healing spells.
I didn't remember there ever being a side effect from them.
We
only
I think
the ones that had the little gold dust that we didn't actually see.
didn't have a side effect.
Mornish bacteria.
If we can get Zeneme lactating, maybe she could pass it on.
Oh man, what a turn this conversation has taken.
Okay. But through all this, like
Oh, before I keep
Odiana's
going.
eye contact with Rix was intense, but she did not cry out. She just chewed on that leather and just stared as hard as she could into Rix's eyes.
I momentarily think of saying like "add a girl," and I'm like, nah, too soon. I can't get that familiar to that soon.
But Kiz only looks like she's sleeping, right? Yeah, she's breathing.
She falls unconscious, so she's still breathing. Just
That's not the first time that's happened, right? I feel like someone else has passed out. Like, not like when I healed Nyx and she passed out, but like someone else passed out after they healed. I think it was with the good berries.
Yeah, there was a good berry dose there. Every single person passed out from it.
Yeah.
I think Bruce waited to use his until later.
After cleaning up, Nyx would go over to Kiz and kind of tap, 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 tap. You gonna wake up, or
Likely side effects.
yeah? I
don't think it's
one
been
where
the-
she can get woken up or not. I won't hit her
this,
too hard.
in this case, no, she's unresponsive to your touch until about 8 minutes later when she sits bolt upright again. Just
Welcome
Does it
back.
work? Is there a demon?
No,
No.
not even.
No, you just took a little nap. That's all.
Well, we've had that effect before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Usually
Thankfully,
depends on
it wasn't when we were fighting a bunch of, murder crabs. So, or
As
bullets.
soon as the key was clean enough, unconscious or not, Z would have taken the collar off of Colin. And she's still trying to figure out what to do with these darn collars so that they can't get used against anybody else again. But mostly she's just like stuck them in her bag for now, and we'll destroy them later.
Roy. At least that's what Nyx has to say about it. Destroy.
They're destroyed. I like take care of
We've got
I mean,
to. I mean, like, why put it to waste?
I feel like it would be some catharsis if we got Odin and Colin to actually put them on the necks of Callista and Mr. Kenneth Casterdude.
Dang it, Jared.
her.
Odiana, after the surgery, is ravenous and just eats down whatever food is brought her way.
I take out the exquisite bottle of wine and I start serving some to everyone that is conscious again.
The one, how's you doing with the baby?
You've got the pug thing going for you. You're so terrifying that it's not entirely sure what to do about it. So it's just kind of eyeballing you hardcore.
It's awkward. Prolonged eye contact.
Rix, you feel like Odiana has seen parts of your soul that you're not even like aware of.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, debating, do I need to kill her? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but it's definitely like an awkwardness, like momentary awkwardness, but like a bit of a nod of the head and just kind of, I guess,
On the flip side-
chilling next to her, like sitting down with her as she eats.
Like on the flip side, nobody's ever been able to do that with you. Just
I know. That's why he's like, at first, I'm like, that's awkward. I'm like, cool of her. I kind of like her.
So
He was afraid. He was petrified.
man, he's really gotten into that bottle. So
Did we want to pass around one?
Oh,
did-
I served some wine to everyone from the exquisite bottle.
did not pass that bottle around.
No.
Measured portions.
You need to
Bruce
make sure.
cannot taste the difference between the exquisite and the normal.
It's okay. Some people are, born without that gift.
So,
Nix would know.
should we
Because Rick's probably over-explained it to her once.
go and check on anything else today? So that if there's anything we want to use or need to use, we do today. And then we can sleep and hopefully recover everything we need. Or sleep now and then go check out the rest and potentially have to use some abilities before the fight.
We did sort of do a brief look around after putting this place at full power.
I meant the places, the front door.
Like the
Yeah.
traps for the Emerald Claw. Did we want to look at those at all before we sleep?
I'm for going up those stairs to see what we can find.
Need to find the. We need to make sure we have the entrance.
Brianna, does that door lead to the front entrance?
I'm sorry, what? She looks up from kind of got that kind of dazed, kind of tired look. Like even with the healing, the surgery itself took its toll. I don't know what's through that door.
Do you know which way the front door?
I don't think they
She
gave
kind of
them the
looks
grand
over
tour.
at the wall that's opposite you. That's,
Yeah.
that's how we came in.
I was under the impression that there's a sheer drop outside that door.
I
There's-
know a lot's happened, but do you have a gauge of how long we were gone before we got back?
Oh, when I was digging around in the chest, right? I had enough time to examine the artifact. Kind of holds up some fingers as some counting. Probably in total since you left the room about an hour.
Hour's not bad.
It was only
You
about an
got you
hour.
got back. It might have been just after an hour when you got back. I'm not sure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, do we want to try that other door? He gestures with his head and see. Just make sure that it's a clear shot to the entrance, nothing else, and
Okay.
I don't know if we have anything left to set up any traps or anything.
Well, I have 2 trap ideas. One is if that door's the only way in, they're going to come through there anyway. We just do the whole bucket of molten glass above the door thing.
The glass will cool.
If you go through that door, it will wake Colin up.
He's the one who set
Oh,
up
he
the
has to-
alarm.
Are you okay with that?
Though I don't entirely understand how he did that. That was never one of his specialties.
Would it be related to his mark?
How did she get him to think that he could use ritual magic? That doesn't make any sense, let alone arcane magic. She starts kind of muttering to herself.
I don't know. I'm curious about what she's muttering. It sounds
I
interesting.
mean, to be fair, if we go through that door, you can ask him.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Offer him some food and some wine.
Probably be good for him, do him some good. Let's just wake him up first. Don't make the screaming happen.
Right.
Trying, but the baby's looking at me. Okay.
Give him here if you're that worried.
I carefully walk over and hand the baby.
Oh, you. You'll have to get used to it.
Okay, yeah.
And she will kind of gently shake Colin's shoulder, and he'll kind of, what? Huh? His eyes will like snap open, like, it's me. It's you. It's Bruce. It's ow. He'll kind of reach back. Oh, that's ah. Thank you. Thank you, whoever. Oh, oh, oh.
I offer him a cup of wine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bruce moves a little closer.
Ah,
Hey, old friend.
hey. I thought you were dead.
I don't blame you. I thought the same of you and Odiana.
Kind of squint his eyes up at you. Kind of point at his throat and point at you. You have one too?
Surprise. I'm just copying your style, though, because I got it after you.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that. Food. Did I smell food? Food? Colin will begin scarfing some food. How did... He'll look at the ship. So not all bad. Look at Oriana. Not all better then.
Sometimes you take as good as it gets.
Works for me right now. Look towards Zeneme, and you're tapped out, I take it?
I am for the moment, yes.
Okay.
I have a few lower level spell slots, but nothing that will be terribly useful.
We can deal with it when you get some rest. I think the worst of it's over for now, though. At which point Odiana looks up. Who put holes in my bloody ship? At which point Colin will just start stuffing food into his mouth.
I don't think Bruce was there for that, so he looks surprised
Lisa
too.
just would be like,
I immediately look at Nyx like, what are you doing?
Food is most excellent quality. She'll just glare at him.
hey.
Okay? It's okay. Okay? We're okay. It's okay. We're okay. Okay, what's the next move? He's awake. You guys want to try and
Yeah, could you? Yeah, could you take down the alarm that you put over there?
look over at like, how in the world did I do that? Walk over and he'll kind of look at the silver thread that's there and okay, that's not mine. Pointing out the one that you had played.
Yeah, that was.
This one here, I guess, is the one that I set. I don't know if I'm not the same person who cast the spell. Does the spell still exist?
You think other people might get notified?
And with that question in mind, a real brain teaser for Z, as she's, this is magic. Jalira too is just like, that's a really good point. Odiana like takes a moment to think about it, like, we're gonna go ahead and end our session here.
You know what? It was happy, dang it. ish, there at the end.
We will have a happy ending for this session.